I'm Dr. Tom Griffiths, Director of Aquatics and Safety Officer for Intercollegiate Athletics here at Penn State University. What you're about to see under perfect conditions is a lesson in light, vision, and water. We are going to demonstrate under perfect conditions how even in crystal clear water, bodies disappear when you agitate the surface. This is important because we want you to scan the bottom before you scan the surface. And secondly, when you see anything on the bottom, respond immediately, even if you think it's a towel or a shadow or perhaps a paint chip. We want you to respond. When in doubt, fish it out.
Too many lifeguards believe that looking through swimming pool water is like looking through a glass window. While this may be true some of the time, looking through the water surface is really not looking through a flat, clear, smooth glass window. It is more like looking through a textured or obscuring glass window used in shower doors and bathroom windows. When the water surface is disturbed by waves, wind, and splashing, it no longer resembles a flat window-like surface. Here at Penn State University, we conduct a lot of research dealing with lifeguard vision, surveillance, and vigilance. We use our pools almost like laboratories, and if you look closely at this competition pool at Penn State, you'll see a victim, a mannequin on the right-hand side of the competition pool, with swim team members about to jump into the pool on the left. This whole video is trying to show you lifeguards that it is extremely difficult to see bodies on the bottom even under the best of conditions. Just as these swimmers enter the water 75 feet away, they have a distorting presence on the victim. Here they gently swim back and forth in the best of conditions with wave breaker lanes, one swimmer per lane, and still the victim on the bottom is distorted and at times disappears. Here we have placed a child mannequin on the bottom of a deep water diving well. With only two people gently bobbing in the pool, the mannequin begins to break up because reflection and refraction increase the increasing wave action. Basically, the more people you have in the water and the more wave action or disturbance you have on the surface, the more the light rays are bounced, reflected, and bent to ruin your view of the bottom. Can you imagine how little you could detect in a heavily used pool or one with cloudy water? Surface agitation creates multiple reflective angles which quickly and sometimes completely distort the view of the bottom. Looking through perfectly flat, quiescent water gives us a clear, transparent view of the bottom, but this is rarely the case when lifeguards are on duty because people are in the water. Most of the time, a lifeguard's view of the bottom is not clear, but rather translucent. That is, it is illuminated, but it is not clear, and objects, including bodies on the bottom, can be obscured. Along those lines, this is why polarized lenses are highly recommended for lifeguards. It is not only to protect their eyes from the harmful UV rays of the sun, but more importantly, to remove and reduce reflection off the surface of the water to give guards a better view of the bottom. Most lifeguards are taught to scan the surface of the water for subtle, short-lived surface struggles of less than a minute. While this short surface struggle does in fact occur, it is difficult to detect by even the best trained and most vigilant lifeguards. Once a victim submerges, the drowning process accelerates, so it is much more important to scan the bottom first, and this should be a lifeguard's first priority. Even crystal clear water quickly hides and then suffocates its victims. The water surface in your zone is rarely flat and quiescent. It is mostly choppy, textured, and obscuring. Lifeguards need to scan from the bottom up, because if someone is already on the bottom, their life will probably end in seconds unless immediate action is taken. But scanning of the bottom is not easy. While scanning of the surface is difficult enough, detecting bodies on the bottom of pools is nearly impossible in many cases. This tape illustrates that lifeguards cannot see the bottom, particularly when the surface of the water is disturbed by splashing, waves, wind, and other swimmers. Another reason why we promote scanning the bottom first is because of a growing problem called shallow water blackout, or SWB. With shallow water blackout, the problem begins and ends with sudden death on the bottom rather than on the surface. This underwater crisis, which involves breath holding, hyperventilation, and prolonged underwater swimming, is not often addressed. Making this problem worse is the fact that most shallow water blackout victims are highly trained athletes and swimmers who are often more skilled than the lifeguards themselves on duty. This video was recorded in a perfect, pristine setting, one that is almost laboratory-like. Crystal clear water, very little wave action, few people are swimming with very little splashing and surface agitations. There are no shadows, there is no glare. This was done intentionally so that you, the viewer, could clearly see the victim before it visually breaks up and even disappears at times. What we have attempted to do is change the glass window you are looking through from a flat, clear window to a textured and obscuring glass window. The simple bending and bouncing of light rays caused by the waves distorts images and bodies on the bottom, and this is why many patrons find victims before lifeguards do. They either stumble upon the victim or readily see the victim underwater through goggles, thus eliminating the distorting, reflection, and refraction created on the surface. If our mannequins in this study are difficult to detect with the camera focused directly on the mannequin, no more than 10 feet away, just imagine how difficult it is to detect a body on the bottom of your facility with more wave action and more people in the water while your head is moving back and forth scanning, and with glare and distractions all around you. When a body is or near the racing lanes painted on the bottom, surface disturbance makes the body on the bottom blend in and become a part of the lanes. The same is true if the body rests in the corner of the pool or at the junction of a wall and the floor. Most importantly, notice how the body in this video simply disappears as the camera moves further away from the body. Now watch as an unexpected breeze blows across the surface. The tiny waves generated by the breeze, again, destroys the clear view of the body. If you add surface glare, shadows, blind spots, not in evidence on the video, can you see how difficult it is to actually see on the bottom? What you have just seen is a visual body blindness caused by simple manipulation of light rays that occur naturally each and every day in the swimming pool. This tape should clearly illustrate how difficult it is to see someone under the surface of the water and how difficult it is to be a lifeguard. This is why technology like underwater video and drowning detection systems are needed to assist lifeguards, and why scanning the bottom first should take precedent over scanning the surface. If using the 5-minute scanning strategy, alternate between visual sweeps of the bottom first, followed by visual sweeps of the surface. Finally, when you see something on the bottom, even though it does not resemble a body, whether it looks like a towel or a smudge, react to the underwater object immediately. It may save a life. When in doubt, fish it out. And please do not allow extended and repeated breath holding or underwater swimming activities in your facilities. Also, polarized lenses actually assist lifeguards in seeing the bottom by reducing reflections. Wear Polaroid lenses when on duty.
Hopefully, this short video has convinced you just how difficult it is to see the bottom of a pool or a water park even under the best of conditions. And secondly, we want you to scan the bottom first before you scan the surface. Finally, I'd like to give credit to Paragon Aquatics for support of this video, the 5-minute scanning strategy, and Griff's Guard Stations. Thank you for watching this video, and remember, when in doubt, fish it out.